This program is brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. IG, where traders are made.
And Bapcorp still is getting headlines at the moment. The car parts retailer received an unsolicited and indicative bid from private equity firm Bain Capital a day or two ago. Bain is offering to acquire 100% of Bapcorp for $5.40. Company said in a statement the offer is not binding at this time. Bapcorp was a major mover yesterday on the news, checking the share price today, as some analysts say the offer price is too low. So it's up another 4.25% in trading today. Henry Jennings, what do you think of the offer? And if you're a Bapcorp shareholder, what should you be doing?
Be very thankful, I think, if you're a Bapcorp shareholder, because, let's face it, we've had 3 downgrades from this one. Tough retail environment and consumer pressures on it from the car parts side of things. So we've had 3 downgrades. We've also had a CEO who was appointed, and 2 days before he was about to start, pulled the pin, which is never a good look, to be honest. And at the moment, they don't even have a CEO. So if you're a Bapcorp shareholder, you should be very thankful that Bain Capital has come calling with $5.40. It is one of these non-binding indicative offers. So there is every chance, of course, that this will not proceed. Australia does have a pretty bad reputation, or a bad track record, I guess, of these bids falling over. But Bain Capital is clearly serious. It is a shot across the bows. It is designed, I guess, for Bapcorp to open its books. We did see a profit downgrade from them very recently, and the stock dropped from sort of $5.50 to $4 at one stage. It's back up to $5.15 on the back of this bid. The consensus seems to be they're going to have to pay more than $5.40 to seal the deal, but there is also a concern that maybe things are getting a little worse for the business in terms of Bapcorp, and they may have to make some write-downs in August. So for my money at the moment, it's pretty much line ball. I think the market's telling us that it is pretty much line ball. If the deal was to fall over, they'd sink back to sort of $4.40, $4.50 again, I suspect. But there is a possibility of a $6 bid or more, maybe. This kind of falls into my Harry Kane basket with stocks under takeover, which are easy tap-ins, and it's a question of risk reward. It's a question of weighing up whether the risk is worth the reward and whether the downside is worth the upside. At the moment, the downside's probably $4.50, the upside's probably $6 with a revised bid, or maybe a little bit less than that. So it's probably line ball at the moment at $5.14.
Okay,
So
what do you do?
Hold.
A hold on.
It's a hold.
Okay.
It's a hold. I mean, usually with a bid, you sell a little bit into the first bid,
right?
Mainly to secure it, because at some stage there will be a wobble. There will be, but the bidding process has begun, and it's quite possible that when Macquarie shake the tree, they may be able to get some sort of competitive bidding process going here between Bain Capital and maybe another private equity partner. Bapcorp did come out of private equity originally. So it's probably going to go back to private equity at some stage, and then in 5 years' time, we'll get the chance to buy it back at a higher price, thankfully. So, and we'll be grateful.
So would you follow your advice and sort of sell 30% now and let the else run, or what do you do?
I'd probably sell, 25 or 20% here at sort of $5.14. As I say, we do have a bit of a track record in Australia with non-binding indicative offers falling over and due diligence sort of getting a bit scary when they do get a look at the books. So I'd probably be happy to take some profits here, depending on, of course, where you have bought them. If you manage to pick some up at $4 and you're now looking at $5.10, $5.15, you're probably a very happy Vegemite. But if you were long at $7, you're probably not quite so happy.
Yeah. Andrew, what would you be doing in this situation?
I think Henry's given some very good non-advice there, because of course we don't give advice here, Koshy. But certainly it is a get out of jail. Just looking at the charts at the moment and around even where they're sitting at the moment, that 520 odd mark, it's just been languishing there. I mean, it's obviously been as high as sort of $8, $9 and fell into a little bit of a hole at $4, but has spent more around that $5.50 channel over its 8 odd years that it's been listed. So certainly if you could be knocking off a few into that, because again, when Bain has a look at the books, they might go, a little bit worried here. Or equally so, as Henry said, somebody may come along and want to tip in some more money, but it's not really the question that you asked me, but it does really just sort of continue to show market concerns around the private equity guys and girls coming in and buying up these businesses, and you're not really seeing a whole lot of new businesses coming onto the exchange to sort of replace the ones that are being taken out. We'll talk about that a little bit later when one of the other companies we'll talk about today, but on balance, sell a few into the bid, pray that somebody else comes out of the woodwork, and equally so pray that when Bain has a look at the books, they don't get too concerned. Yep. The other thing briefly, as I see short interest is rising. So again, people prior to this announcement betting that the results in August weren't going to be flash either. So it's a baseline hold, but maybe if you're a holder, just sell a few just to try and get a couple of bucks in the door.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. That's the view on Bapcorp, our stock of the day.
This program was brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended hours on key US shares and competitive spreads, all on an award-winning platform. IG, where traders are made.